Good day, class. Let us solve this question. Two forces whose resultant is 80 Newton are perpendicular to each other. If one of them makes an angle 60 degrees with the resultant, calculate its magnitude. So the first thing here is to follow the instruction. So we have two forces, they didn't tell us what they are, but we can denote them ourselves. So let's say the first force, F1 and F2. So they are perpendicular. Remember that when two lines or forces are perpendicular, the angle between them is 90 degrees. So we can express it this way. Remember, they are vectors, so you have to put your arrow. So I have F1 and F2. Now we have F1 and F2. And from here, they stated that the resultant is 80 Newton. Remember that the resultant is the combining effect of these two forces. That is, the addition of the two forces to become one. And for angles that are perpendicular, it comes from this point. So these are resultant, which is 80 Newton. Again, they said if one of them makes an angle 60 degrees with the resultant, let me let you know that the angle of inclination for any force, especially if they are perpendicular, the angle of inclination is always between the resultant and the horizontal force. In this case, we have vertical force, which is F1 and F2. Anytime you are given an angle and they didn't tell you the position or there is no diagram, I want you to know today that the angle is always between the resultant and the horizontal force. Therefore, this is our angle, 60 degrees. Students, if you put the angle here at 60 degrees, you are wrong. Because here, you are telling us that the angle is between the resultant and the vertical force, which is wrong. Now, we know the resultant and we know this angle. They now said we should calculate its magnitude. What magnitude is that? That is the force that makes an angle with the resultant. So we are looking for F2. Now, let's bring out the triangle. Let's say A, B, and C. So I have triangle A, B, C. Here, 60 degrees. Here, 80 Newton. My F2, my F1. Of course, I'm looking for F2. From our SOHCAHTOA, our trigonometry, we know that F2 here is the adjacent. Remember the three sides of the triangle, the longest being our hypotenuse, the side facing the angle being opposite, and F2, which is the last one, is adjacent. So from here, I know my adjacent and I also know my hypotenuse. So if you come here, which of them combines adjacent and hypotenuse? That is CA. Therefore, we can say cos 60, which is adjacent F2 over hypotenuse 80 Newton. Then we can cross multiply. Therefore, the magnitude of our F2 will be 80 Newton times cos 60. So I will have 80 Newton. Again, in this question, they can ask you to find F1. Just relate it using your trigonometry. Thank you.